Towards the end of the date, he took out his iPad, lamau. He asked me if I wanted to see some new policies
I hate this kind of clickbait.
his company has to offer.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of NGL where we talk about the things in life that matter. My name is Natasha.
I'm Zeleny.
And I'm Wei Ye.
And today we are back with a brand new series where we react to your stories on the internet.
Yay, because our lives are so boring.
That's right, so we are living vicariously through your crazy.
Thank you.
So today, right, we are going to react to a story about like the worst first date.
Nice.
Okay, so this is from Reddit user WhiteLife1077. Many years ago, someone asked me out. It was a date, he said. On his IG story, he posted a picture of his shoes and typed something along the line of, "Going on a date today, wish me luck." Hey, quite cute, I thought to myself. Me too, okay? We went to a nice cozy restaurant near Haji Lane and he offered to pay. I didn't expect that. I was prepared to go Dutch. So going well so far, right?
So good.
Yeah, I told him to order and we could share. He ordered 2 to 3 dishes to share and 2 cocktails. Towards the end of the date, he took out his iPad, lamau. He asked me if I wanted to see some new policies
I hate this kind of clickbait.
his company has to offer. I was so shocked.
Oh my
God, okay. I was so shocked. My mouth was like that. You know the emoji, yeah, you see this one? Like she had a spasm seizure emoji.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so she was so shocked while he tried to sell me some insurance policy. After an hour, he realized I am not going to sign anything and he just left. Like he just packed his stuff, macam like finished exams already. Didn't even say bye. Oh my God. I paid almost $90 for the dinner. LOL. And he posted a follow-up IG story saying, "I was high maintenance?" 5 question marks.
Wait, what?
Wait, what a twist.
Well, other financial advisor bring client out. They will pay for the meal.
Yeah, dude, then in the end, she's the one that paid for his meal.
I have so many questions right now. Okay, first, they are friends, right? Because they follow each other on Instagram already. Then
May not be.
Ask out for a date.
No, nowadays, right, like people on, let's say if it's those online app, right, they'll ask for each other's IG. Then they'll go and scroll, see whether the person match the vibe. Then maybe we'll ask you out.
I see.
Yeah, so they may not be friends.
What's bad about this date is not that it was an insurance scheme, but you have to pay $90. It's like, wow, you order got cocktails over, then $90.
Yeah, and no, dude, the guy ordered, so she didn't even have a say in what.
Oh, he ordered everything.
Is it?
He ordered 2 to 3 dishes and 2 cocktails. So yeah, wow, poor girl. Oh my gosh, no ghost, this guy.
If it's a sales meeting to you, then be direct about it. There is a sales meeting. So it's like, even with friends, right? Don't say that you want to catch up. Then halfway through the catch up break,
kind of
like I'm
friends,
perfectly fine meeting you if you want to speak with me about these kind of packages and policies. That's totally fine. But be upfront about it. Don't like clickbait people lah. I feel that is what makes people a bit annoyed and it gives the industry a bad rap. But it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to have a bad rap
because
if
they
people
are
are more
feeling
upfront.
this stigma that insurance agents already have.
This is the exact story.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you already know you have this stigma, right? As an insurance agent, right? You don't fuel it. Like every time you like a few years never text, then it's like, hey friend, let's catch up. Then confirm no, it's insurance agent.
People need to buy insurance one. They will come.
Yeah, you'll be surprised that people are interested to buy.
When they're in trouble, they will find you.
Don't be so secretive about it. Then
so
like,
you are saying that actually even on the date, like he can share about this.
No, not
on a date.
No.
Not on a date. If it's a sales pitch, then okay, I want to talk to you about some product.
Yeah. No, it's the equivalent of like if I go on CMB, then like I use CMB to find clients. I feel that's a bit
it's a good marketing strategy though, but
it's a good networking tool, but it
don't
doesn't
do
match
it
the
under a
expectations.
guise of a date lah. It could be like
Yeah.
after that a follow-up meeting, maybe you say it up front and you say, oh, like, I thought about what we shared just now and like actually, do you think we can meet up again to share so that I can share certain things, like certain packages that I think actually can be not bad. Or you be
smooth about it lor. So weave it in as part of the conversation where out of this meeting, like actually if you're interested, we can meet to talk about that. But if you don't want, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because the context of this meetup is still a date. And so let's not talk business.
Yeah. But this guy is very complicated. Like first, like he actually posted about going on a date. Then after that say that this person is high maintenance. Like, what are you trying to get
I
at?
think
Yeah,
that
oh my gosh,
complicated.
yeah.
I also
Sorry,
think
I
That's
so.
what I'm
forgot
trying to
that
get
part.
at. Like,
Like-
you already want to sell already, then why do you want to put it out there?
So I said he's a liar.
Yeah, he's a
Not
liar.
honest.
Liar,
Yeah.
pants on fire. You know what's my funny takeaway? My funny takeaway is that when you see your date take out an iPad, right? Faster leave like you take exam finish already. You don't need to wait already. Just take and go. Or maybe drink
your cocktail
drink
first.
finish the cocktail first. Then
Hey, maybe this person illustrator want to show you his works.
show me for what? You trying to impress me?
I'm so artistic. You like?
Cool.
Or like or maybe throughout the dinner he was drawing,
Drawing
a
you.
portrait. Yeah.
This is
There
the
are
picture.
5 stick men.
Okay, I feel that for first dates, right, impression really matters, right? Like when you are on a first date, your end goal, right, for that first date, right, is to leave a good impression. So I think when you strategize and plan your first date, right, be very mindful what kind of impression you are giving, right? So for example, I give a hypothetical example, right? Let's say you want to go Dutch, right? It's okay to go Dutch if you want to be a bit more like you want to save money or whatever, or you don't want to splurge, or maybe the meal is very expensive. But maybe in light of being like giving a good impression, right? Maybe when you want to go Dutch, don't bring out your calculator. I don't know, small things like that. Like, let's go Dutch, right? Then maybe you round up a bit and say that, okay, how about you just pay like that? Maybe you pay a bit more, it's fine. But if you bring out a calculator, right, $69.78 divided by 2.
Yeah, you ordered a cocktail.
But this one, are you sharing or are we like, are we ordering?
Yeah, then
Order
we had
extra.
like 5 escargot, you ate 3, right? So
so
divide by
3.
times 3.
Then the drink actually I realized is sparkling. I'm sorry, $9. So yeah, I think like that lor. I tell you yes, go Dutch, right, can be cool about it. Or if you want to leave a good impression, right, and you want to go Dutch, right, maybe offer to pay first. Then you go back home and then do the calculating. Then like, oh sure. Don't do it in front of the girl, like, wow, you think the girl will run away, man. Yes, it's a valid concern, but your impression failed already. So know your objective of a first date. I'm curious, would you prefer to go Dutch or the guy pay for you?
I think at the end, I'm okay to go Dutch, but I would like a guy more if he offered to pay.
Just say you want the person pay for you, just say lah.
Yeah. Don't know, it kind of shows that he enjoyed the time, you know, and like he wants to extend that generosity lah. But I wouldn't like want him to pay for every single
No, fair.
date after
That's fair.
that. Yeah. So second date onwards can go, like it's just Dutch race. So I mean I don't think like he should insist to pay also. Because that one will be a bit like, no, I think I should contribute also.
Yep.
I know what I'll do. If he offer to pay for dinner, then I will offer to get dessert.
Okay. But in the same restaurant?
No lah, like then let's go for ice cream or something after.
What if you order ice cream in the same restaurant and the guy pick out the calculator and calculate for you?
Bye bye.
But you offer to pay for dessert lah. To be
No,
fair
I'll offer
lah.
after dinner. Like if the
You must
date is
leave
going
lah.
well,
Must be the
then
ice cream
I will-
uncle on the trolley
okay,
one.
I know
Yeah,
already.
correct,
If the date goes well, I will let him pay. Then I will say, let's go and get dessert. So that we get to spend more time together and I get to treat him back. But if the date is not really going very well and actually I'm very not interested, right?
Yeah.
At the end, I will offer to go Dutch so that I don't owe him anything. And he doesn't feel like I went at him for a free meal.
Yeah.
And if the guy is very insistent but not going well, then you offer to pay fully. Like, let's pay and let's end.
No, if he's very, very insistent, I let him pay, but I'm not obligated to go on a second date. I mean, I
he
won't
enjoyed
say
it,
that, but
yeah.
I'm not gonna fight you at the end of the day. But like, just so you know, you insisted. True. And this doesn't mean I owe you a second date. Yeah, that would be my answer.
Okay, so just now your question was also things are not to do on first dates, right?
Yes, true.
Yeah. So one ick, right, is when the other person keeps talking about themselves.
Oof. Go and get a mirror, boy.
Yeah. So I'll just record yourself, right? And yeah,
Yeah,
so
some people don't know that they're doing that.
I think
Conscious
sometimes it's
lah.
nerves, you know. Like
Yeah,
they
and
like
it's
very
self-awareness.
True, to be fair, yeah.
Yeah, then they like they cannot like take the silence.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe they prepare a lot of things that they want to share. Maybe you ask like your date, right? Like, oh, what do you do for work? When the person like just share one sentence, then after if the other person is like, oh yeah, like I have a friend who is in this industry also, then start talking, so you barely can get a word in. I think it's
Fair.
it's just very hard because ultimately it's supposed to be a conversation,
Yeah.
Yeah, you are like, I think for first dates it's really about testing the chemistry.
Yes.
Like whether y'all can y'all can vibe, y'all can, talk about different things.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm not there to just like hear one person keep talking. No, I'm just going to listen to radio, Yeah, listen to NGL podcast.
I feel like maybe an analogy would be like playing table tennis. Like it's a bit like when I hit you, hit back, right? But if I'm somebody that keeps talking about myself, it's like you hit to me, then I keep tung, tung, tung,
Yeah, then I'm like, bro.
Yeah, so I feel it's good to cultivate some self-awareness to realize. I think sometimes we may not instinctively realize that we've been talking for very long.
One good indicator, right, is like if you realize that you never eat, right? But then the other person already like halfway through the meal.
What if the guy talk and eat at the same time? I tell you, guys, right?
Sorry,
that's another
immediately end the day. Eat with mouth open.
Okay, but honestly, I think it's a lost art of conversation that a lot of people have. And sometimes when they are anxious, they don't know.
Yeah.
And they are seeking to give a very good impression, then they just can't stop talking about themselves because they want to sell themselves. But actually, honestly, right, if you are a better listener than a talker, you will listen well, you ask good questions.
Yes.
I tell you, you win already. Yeah, you don't even need to have all the answers, you just ask good questions, find out more about the person, then the person will feel hurt that I am being known, the person is interested about my life. And at the same time, you don't just keep asking questions, then you just share a bit about yourself, but your motivation is to get to know the person. I tell you,赢了咯. Like,
it's true.
It's really about asking good questions.
Actually, it's true. Your motivation in that first date, right, is probably to get to know the person, not just to make yourself known.
Exactly.
Because you're there to kind of figure out for yourself, whether or not this is someone you want to take the next step with. You're not there just to sell yourself. If it works, it works. If you see what you like lah. But you don't really need to sell yourself until actually you don't even really know whether you like the person because you don't know much about the person, What would you consider a good first date?
A good first date.
So we compare our...
I think I should leave being more curious about the person, wanting to know a little bit more. I would consider that like I had a good time.
Okay. That was something funny. Like, you leave with something, like you leave being curious. Maybe the person do a lot of questionable things. Very curious.
No, they were confused.
Questionable
confused,
and
not curious.
Yeah. Questionable and curious.
Confused, concerned.
Intrusive thoughts. How about you?
Curiosity is one. You pique my curiosity and interest. Another one is if you can make me laugh. Like sincerely laugh, not polite laugh. I sincerely find you funny. We had a good time. Maybe if I feel like you are interested in me as a person. That would be what I consider a good first date.
Oh yeah, that's true. So it's not just I want to know that person more, but I feel like that person like is taking the effort to also want to know me more than what you know.
Like I feel seen and heard.
Yeah. Personally, I think that if I walk away from the date knowing that we have common views about things, I think that is a good indicator of how I feel about this person, whether or not we have similar values or thoughts. Because honestly, I'm a very easily awkward person. Like now, I like talk nonsense, okay lah, no problem. But if you ask me to talk to a stranger or talk to someone that I'm trying to get to know, or even worse, talk to a crush, right? I tell you, it's very hard for me to talk about myself or to ask questions about you, that kind of thing. So generally, 9 out of 10 times, not that I go so many dates but 9 out of 10 times confirm will be like very awkward one because
can you tell us like how it was when you like met?
My name is Wei.
What do I like to do? I play game or then like
during your date.
Yeah lah, so you don't know what to say. You're not prepared to talk about yourself because Asian guys don't talk about themselves,
It's like you go interview, you must do interview prep,
That's
you
why
never
I don't
do
like
first date prep.
Yeah lah, but how much will you be able? Okay, if you really like the person and you really prepare, then good lah. But sometimes you just really don't know how to prepare, Maybe you lack of experience, right? So generally, I feel that talking about ourselves sometimes can be quite awkward for Asians.
It's true lah. It's true.
Yeah, so
I agree.
Maybe if there are conversations, I think a good conversation is like you're able to talk about things that matter. Like things not about yourself, but like what do you think about this? What do you think about that?
It doesn't necessarily need to just be about you,
correct.
your
Then
job
you get
or
to hear what a person thinks about certain things or talk about that and can share a bit, can see a bit of like the person's conviction or passion about like this topic, right? I think that is a good conversation to have. So I think that will make a very good first date,
Yeah, I agree. I think it's important for you to go into a first date knowing what matters to you.
Yes.
Then because you know what matters to you, right? These are things that you can bring up in conversation to get a gauge as to whether these things matter to the person. For example, if to me, it is important to be informed about what's happening in society, right? And then I bring it up in conversation. Of course, you don't pick something that's very controversial lah. But let's say I bring up something that is like quite, entry level, but the person doesn't seem to have much opinions about it. It's not something that they seem particularly interested about. I think that would signal to me maybe a bit of a chemistry mismatch. If to me family is very important and I ask the person about like how they generally spend time with their family, and the person doesn't really spend time with family, or the person doesn't seem very comfortable talking about some of these things, it may signal to me a certain kind of dynamic with the family. So I feel it's good to know yourself lah before you go in.
And you can tell also like the topics that you bring up and that the person is not interested in your topics, right? Then you kind of know that your interests don't really align really. Like the person come to me and talk about insurance, or you talk about finance.
You should care about insurance though.
Okay, yes, but then if you're so passionate about insurance, do you know about this product that this particular agency does? Then you keep talking about it, you're so excited, but
talk a lot about
the person don't match the energy. You kind of also know that okay, maybe different interests, you know, they all don't align, and that's a good indicator also.
Then I think what you do with that depends on you lah. Whether you're willing to give it more time to discover more about the person, or whether you're somebody that likes to make decisions fast. And maybe for some people, after a first date like that, you may decide very quickly that it's not your cup of tea. I think then that's your personal choice. For some people, they are okay to give it more time, then that's also their choice. And then we just all live with the consequences of that lah. You know? So that's what I would appreciate, I think.
True. Good. I hope that you had better dates than this one.
Sorry about your $90.
Yeah. But not every guy is like that. Not every date will be like that. So I guess hopefully this turned out to be a funny story. That you can share with all your friends.
That cost you $90. I'm not gonna stop harping on the $90.
Wow, it's really
It's an expensive one.
It's a very expensive experience.
And with that, we've come to the end of our episode today. Thank you for joining us. We enjoyed ourselves. We hope that you like this content too. If you liked it, or you know someone that would, please share this episode with them. Give us a like and subscribe. You can find all our episodes on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. We also have Instagram and TikTok. You can find us at ngl.people. And if you like behind the scene footage, or even, updates about when our next in-person gathering is, you can find us on Telegram channel on NGL People. So with that, we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.